Hi guys, it's Andy from Man City Fan TV and welcome back to the Friday Night Social. It's the 15th of May and as usual we've got some guests, but tonight we've got some returning guests and one new guest, and what I'd like to do is first of all introduce you to the guests tonight. And the first one is somebody you might have seen on a video that we did a couple of weeks ago talking about FFP and everything else, and that is Alan from the Melbourne Blues. So Alan, how are you, mate? How's it going over there in Australia?
Hi Andy, hi everybody. It's Melbourne Saturday morning, first of all. And it's the first week of the unlockdown, if you want to call it that. So I've had a few days in the office on my own in the city centre. So I've travelled and cycled and walked into work, which is about 6 k's. And it's still quite quiet over here as far as work is concerned and getting around and all that sort of stuff. So
I'll give you a little bit longer, excuse me, than the others, because everybody knows our stories and things. But for those who are watching the Friday Night Social who might not have seen it before, you're obviously based in Melbourne. You're one of the founder members of the Melbourne Blues, the Man City Supporters Club out there. And I know when we spoke, we did speak about the whole COVID thing. How's it going in Melbourne, and where are you at the moment with regards to it?
Well, in Australia, we've got 98 deaths as Australia. Okay, we're still on airports are all shut down. You can't get interstate or anywhere international, incoming or outgoing, only cargo planes. So we're in a good state as far as that is concerned. We've got a small number of cases, but even though the Prime Minister ScoMo has taken us off a part of the lockdown, the Victoria Premier, it's all down to the Premier's, the individual states, what they do, because they've all got different circumstances. Okay, Melbourne's got 5.5 million people, so it's a big city. So he's been quite strict. So he kept the lockdown down for about 4 or 5 more days. We're allowed to play golf for the first time in ages, and we can have our haircuts over here, unlike it is back home. We've got to make the hairdresser. Yeah, we're allowed to have haircuts. We've always had no problems with that. But you've got to wear masks everywhere you go.
Is that right?
On the trams and trains, it's compulsory that you have to wear masks and gloves. They won't let you. You're not allowed on. If you do, you're in trouble. And the same when you're going to like Azra or it's Coles over here, that everybody's wearing masks and gloves when they go out, and they're just using common sense. It's not rocket science, really. But is
it mandatory to wear a mask? Is that a rule that you have to wear a mask if you go into a shop or you go on the tube or a bus? Or
it's not. But what the government has said? They said we prefer you to wear a mask. And to be fair, everyone does this. I've not seen anybody
really.
Wear them. So the people are a bit more. The dues are told over here. I've seen reports from the UK and the chaos, especially in London on the tube. What will happen is when people really go back to work, because it's different. Where in England you've got communities and towns outside the major cities. You don't have that in Melbourne.
It's different.
As you know, Andy, because you've been over there before. Everyone comes to the centre of Melbourne, and there's big, massive skyscrapers for business. And so everyone comes in one direction, not going out to town. So you haven't got business parks like Barclays in Cheshire. Everything's in the city centre. So when everyone starts to come back to work, which probably will be in the next few months, I would say, when the whole lot will come back, that will be the test, I think, because usually the trams and the trains are absolutely heaving in rush hour. And that'll be the test. But I watched the programme last night on Sydney, and they restricted people to 12 per carriage on the trains and the buses. So that will be the law in Melbourne as well. It's 12 per car. So basically, I bought a bike, and I'm 6 k's. Unfortunately, 6 k's from the city centre. I'll be cycling. Winter or not, I'll be cycling. I'm not taking a chance. So it's not worth it.
Right. Okay. Well, that's really interesting after everything that's happened over the last 24 hours in the UK, the news with people on buses and things like that. But it's interesting you're talking about you can go and get a haircut. I'm going to come to Tom. Tom, haircut boy. Have you? You're growing it. You haven't shaved it yet. So you're hoping your barber's coming soon somewhere.
Yeah. Fingers crossed, eh? Yeah. So yeah, it's the same for me every single week. So I'm going to take this little time just to say, on Monday, the 11th of May, it was the 35 year anniversary of the Bradford City Fire, and it was a thing that was quite close to my family's heart. And so it was just a quick little pay respect to him, and they've never forgotten all the 56 that passed away on that day. So yeah, there you go.
Well said, mate. Well said. Ryan, how are you, buddy?
Yeah, I'm fine. I've just spent most of my week playing FIFA, doing my Burnley career mode that I've been talking about on the channel, really.
So really nothing different for you?
Well, no, not really. From my quarantine weeks, I went out on, I think it was maybe Monday that I went out, and I went to the shops to get a few bits and pieces that I needed from just the co-op down the road. And I went and got my mum's prescription, and then I had to go down the next day because apparently, I got shouted off like 20 minutes after I'd got home, Ryan! And they hadn't given me everything, so I had to go back down the next day. And then they told me the surgery hadn't prescribed her it, even though it literally said on the thing that the surgery had sent, she needs the tamoxifen. No, we're not going to send the tamoxifen, apparently. So it wasn't actually the surgery's fault. It was the people in the pharmacy, or whatever you want to call it, pharmacy chemists. So I went down the next day and got that, and nipped into the co-op and got a couple more bits and pieces for mum's for cooking. But other than that, it's just been Burnley career.
So you've had a really interesting week then.
Oh, thrilling. I built a giant ship on Minecraft and played FIFA.
I saw your pictures on Twitter, even though I've got no idea what Minecraft is. But anyway, listen, thanks for coming back, buddy. Martin, how are you, mate?
Good. Been a busy week.
He looks like he's got like mood lighting going on there, hasn't he? It's like it's real. Have you got candles burning in the background there or something?
This is now on my phone. I'm now on my phone.
Oh right, okay. I was going to say you look really clear, and it looks like you've got candles burning. I don't know whether, I don't know. You're setting something up for tonight. You all right, mate?
Yeah, busy week, as you can probably imagine.
Yeah.
With the announcement last week. Just work's gone up tenfold. Getting ready to go back. Still not 100% whether we are, because unions are now fighting amongst themselves. Yeah, but been really busy week. I've literally been getting up at 5 a.m. and going to bed at 3 a.m. at the moment. just to keep it going.
Well done, buddy. Key worker. We do appreciate it. On to another key worker, but with his city top on his 12-week leave. We don't know how long that's going to last, but Chris, you're into now. Is this your third week now being... Is it second week, third week? Can't remember now. But how's any more gardening? Anything else that your wife's made you do?
She's not made me do anything, mate. And I haven't done any gardening. Just playing with the kids, really. And then we're getting rid of just pottering, really. Not done a lot at all. And it's so interesting to hear from Alan and how a country takes it seriously, and 98 deaths all in all. It's terrible that every one of those has died, obviously, but that's 384 today, wasn't it? Just it's just like Boris watch.
Especially when you see, I mean, the thing is with the Boris thing is that he's being advised by so-called professionals. I mean, any government prime minister is going to be advised by so-called professionals. And yet we've seen those on buses, and I've had a big discussion about it tonight on Twitter. And, it's like, well, how the hell is it possibly ever going to be safe? Or say as safe as possible if you're allowing 100, 150, 200 people on a bus and only 5 out of the 150 have got masks on and things. It just beggars belief. It does beggar belief. So when you hear Alan's story about what's going over in Australia, I don't know. But anyway, Cal, how are you, mate? You've not been on for a few weeks. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. Just sticking to the guideline that the government say. Just keeping safe, keeping my family safe. Not really going out. I thought I'd be coming out, going out. Running. I've been running and stuff, but that's pretty much it. Surprisingly, me running and all, just going out. Playing some FIFA. But that's it. Really, I haven't really been doing much. Nothing's changed. It's just I struggled at the start. Obviously, it was weird not seeing my friends in college and stuff. But as the time's gone on, I've gotten used to it.
Good. Well, listen. One thing I want to say before we start on the first question for tonight is after last week's vlog, we had a comment below one of last week's part 1, part 2. I can't remember what it was, but it was some very odd individual who I think I've actually worked out who he is, but I'm going to leave that and not say it on the vlog who I actually think it is. But he actually commented saying, "Oh, last week we talked about Kyle Walker, didn't we? On last week's Friday Night Social, and we were talking about what do we think, whether it was right or wrong and things. And he commented, "Why didn't you say about Manchester City's statement?" And I said, because it was irrelevant. We weren't discussing what City said about him. We were discussing what do we think, whether it was right or wrong. Oh yes, I know the reason why. I'll bring you in on this one, and you'll come to this. Can you do me a favour, Tom? Can you just show me your? Can you show me your watch?
Yeah.
Does it have a date on it?
No.
Does it have a time on it? No. Well, apparently, allegedly, he turned around and said, "I saw Tom's watch and it was recorded on Thursday night. You didn't do it on a Friday. You didn't do this. You didn't do it." And it was this massive conspiracy theory of, I saw Tom's watch and it said the date was Thursday night and it was. So you didn't record it on Friday. That's why you didn't talk about Manchester City statement and things. I said, well, wouldn't that be weird? Because I'd have to be Nostradamus to be able to predict what Kyle Walker would say in a tweet at midnight on the night that we were recording it if we did it on Thursday. And I know exactly what he said in his tweet 2 hours before he even put the tweet out. I mean, so everyone, please, can you assure everybody who watches these vlogs, it's Friday night, and it's now. Well, I know what time it is. So what time is it now, everyone? In unison now, look at your clock and say what time it is.
Exact time. I'll
just say it.
20.
Yeah, we're recording this on a Saturday.
Oh yeah. Don't say that.
Unless he meant that Tommy Hill figure meant a date.
I don't know. That'll confuse him even more.
Is anyone phone where they can show the date on the phone?
Yeah.
What's that?
I think we go.
On your phone.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Well, no, because there's things on there, but there you go. There's the there you go. It's so you'll be able to see that. There's the date.
There you go.
Oh no, I might change it.
You've done that on purpose. You have done that on purpose.
But anyway, yeah, I know. So yeah, I just thought I'd just go with that because I don't know. Some people think we record this on a Thursday night and madness. Anyway, we're into the first question tonight, and that is.
Sorry, I'll prove it. I did a vlog earlier on at 6:30 on a Friday.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. But what was the vlog about? Because you could do a vlog every week, mate.
I was doing lovely puns about an appetite of this and a little appetizer and get your mouth wet and all this.
Right, well, there you go. So there you go. So if you think we recorded this on a Thursday, there you go. We did a live vlog earlier. So David Silva. Well, there's been talk today. Just quickly, I'm going to go around the room and just ask your thoughts. There's obviously been talks about David Silva potentially quite open to the fact that if the season continues beyond the 30th of June, which it looks like it's potentially going to do, he's more than happy to sign an extended contract to whenever that date, if it does ever get finished, potentially will be. So what are your thoughts on David Silva extending his contract, should he really give us one more year? And we'll keep this 30 seconds each. Chris?
I don't mind him extending his contract to the end of this season. I think we've seen a decline this year in David's performances. And I don't like to say that because he is a club legend. But I would really be miffed if he was to stay another season and that meant that people like Foden didn't get the game time. So if he was going to be retained as a squad player and accepted that, then I could live with that too.
Which was just on that point you made was a very valid one. I just wanted, sorry to interrupt, to extend that to the fact that would you want to see him sign another year if it means he's a bench player, but we as fans get to give him the proper send off? Because we're not going to this season, regardless. No,
of course we're not. And who's to say we might not next season the way it's going. It's sentimental, isn't it? That's the thing with it. I think he deserves a good send off, no doubt about that. He's done wonders for our club. Tough question, Andy. Okay.
I'll amend the question to everybody then, because obviously it is very emotional, and it is for me. But as you know, he said he's going to extend. He'll play out whatever this season behind closed doors is going to be. If that does in fact happen, he's going to play that out. So we know he'll more than happy. City are not going to go, oh no, just go at the end of the gym. They're not going to do that. But would you like? I'll change the question. Would you like David Silva to not only extend that contract and give us one more year, even if it's as a bench player, and Foden takes the majority of games, just so we can see him live as fans and not end it with that was the greatest, in my opinion, player I've ever seen in a City shirt, and now we're seeing him behind closed doors have a sub appearance and things like that. Would you like him to see him live again for one more year? Yes or no, Chris?
Yes, as a bench player, yeah, as a squad player.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not to take Foden's place because we know he's deteriorating, but for one more year, so fans can see him. Fans can see him and give him the right send off he deserves. All right, I'm going to come to you, Tom.
No, sadly, I wouldn't like to see him for a full season be a bench player. Sometimes starting in the cup games, it didn't how much he's done for us in a way. Like this season, you've seen he hasn't been the best player David Silva can be, has he? And it'd be sad to see him next season not be a little bit worse. And it'd be sad to see him go out on a season where he hasn't shined through. And it'd be nice to let him go. So that we know that all the seasons he's played for us have been amazing, rather than the last season David Silva wasn't the greatest he's ever been, sort of thing.
So you're happy to see him play on a TV in an empty stadium to end his career at Man City?
If he wins the Champions League, if the Champions League gets played and he wins it, then yeah, I think he should go because then he's done everything he needs to do.
Okay, no, fine, Martin.
Can I pull an Andy here and sit on the bench, sit on the fence there?
Whatever you want.
Do you know what? How many of these have we done? And that has got to be the toughest question I've been asked.
Well, that's why. I mean, we could just have asked the question tonight. David Silva said he'll extend it to beyond the 30th of June. Blah blah blah. But I mean, that everyone knows that because they'll have read it today. Today is Friday, by the way, so everyone will have read that article. My point is we're only really if he's going to do that, which he said he's going to do. We're only going to see it on TV if you choose to watch it, and I'm certainly not going to watch it. But you'll only ever see him behind closed doors, blah, blah, blah. Do you think after having what will be a 6-month break almost, he should sign an extended 1-year contract? And would you like him to do that and actually see him in the flesh where we as fans in the stadium can give him the proper send-off? Even if he plays 4 games, 10 games, and 10 substitute appearances. I don't know. That's quite why I changed the question.
Is that with no testimonial then?
Oh no, he'll get testimonial regardless of whether he is going to get a testimonial, regardless. Right. But what we're seeing now is that David Silva is now as it stands at the moment, we will never see David Silva in the flesh playing for Manchester City again. We will see him in a testimonial game, but that's just like any other, whatever.
Right, I'm gonna go. Something I don't normally do. I'm gonna go with my heart and go, yeah, I would like him to. Because my side of it is, I think he could do a job as a coach in the end.
That's another sort of angle to it. Well, whether he wants to do that in the future, I guess we'll see. So we've had Chris going. Chris, what did you say? You were a little bit like, I'm not too sure and whatever.
Yeah, I would keep him if he was a squad player.
A squad player. We've got Tom saying no, we should really keep his memory from what we've got now, and that's absolutely fine. Martin going, yeah, if he's a squad player and he gets a testimonial, which he will definitely do anyway. I'm going to come to Ryan. Ryan?
Yeah, I'm probably with Tom. It's a no.
Okay.
Not much more to add on that, really. Just pretty much the same as Tom. Okay,
well, I'm going to bring Cal in as one of the younger generation. It's interesting before I come to Alan. Cal, what are your thoughts as an outsider, as an Evertonian looking in? Do you think, if it was one of your players, do you think City, remember, put a bit of empathy, put it in our shoes as City fans. Yeah. We've missed this one big last build up to giving him a good send off because of everything that's happened. What do you think City should do? Well, it's not what City want to do. David Silva will ultimately make the decision. But do you think City should try and offer him an extended one, or just
let him stay? I think even at his age now, let's be honest, he has had poor games this season, but so has KDB. A lot of people use the fact David's getting on as an excuse, and they don't want to blame KDB because he's been the best player in the world on form this season. So they blame David when he's had poor games this season. He's still the best midfielder I've ever watched, not just in Premier League football ever since I've been watching footy. Give him another year, let him leave up in his way, and let him win. Because next season I think he'll win everything, and let him leave the David Silva way, the right way.
Okay, interesting. Alan, long-time City fan. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, I used to go to City from the 1970s when I first started going to Main Road. And without doubt, he's the best City player I have ever seen in that City shirt. Without any questions. No one anywhere near it. Yeah, so you can say Sergio. Well, this guy is unbelievable. I don't want to never see him again in a City shirt, and this thing at the moment. I think the club has to make a decision and a firm stance, because they've also got to get rid of players to bring players in as numbers. So I'd probably say no, and that's hard. That is hard because I love David Silva. I think he's unbelievable. His form has gone. His legs are going. That's basically it's like Zaba. When Zaba's legs started to go, his form dipped, and the agenda at City. Moving forward, they have to move forward. They'll play a testimonial. I think that'll be it. And I'm just sorry I'm not there to see it. They showed the Vinny one on TV over here, which was good.
Can I just pause you there 1 minute? Ryan, Statman.
Yeah.
Can you bring up David Silva's stats for this season for me, mate?
Yeah.
Go on, sorry, Alan. Ryan Statman, he's the one who has all the stats on players and things like that. So I just wanted to bring
I already had some stats up, and I only had to click on Man City.
Right, well, hold on. Alan, continue. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, I just, I'd love to do one more year, but I think, he's getting older, and we have to be careful on that one. I think he'll go to the end of this season. He'll extend for 3 or 4 months till it's finished. And I think he's already made his mind up where he's going. And I know he's had discussions over in America at New York, and I know Beckham was chasing him at one point for Miami. But also Spanish clubs have been talking to him. I personally think he wants to go home, But that's up to him. He deserves that right to do that. But I think he'll be back as far as a testimonial is concerned. I don't think his playing days are over yet, but not at City.
Yeah, I think we all. He's definitely getting a testimonial. I mean, that's without a shadow of a doubt that he's going to get that. So it's just interesting to hear what you guys think about it, because I just feel, as you all know, I absolutely adore David Silva. And maybe it's a bit of sycophantic type of, obsession with him. But I'm just gutted that I'm not going to be there to sort of say goodbye in a season way, not a testimonial way, because that's, testimonials are great and everything else. But we all know they're generally all a little bit hoo-ha, blah, 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 this, that and the other. I wanted to see him potentially lift a trophy, go around the stadium with all the fans there, giving him the proper send-off, to the end of the season. So it's interesting that we've got Ryan and Tom, the younger generation, going and being quite ruthless with it, which is absolutely fair enough, going, well, go. But Carl, an opposition fan, going, oh no, give him another year. And yet others, we're all sort of in the realm of, well, as long as he's a bench player, then I'm more than happy with that. But Ryan, have you got David Silva? It's just interesting because most people have said about, he was on the wane this season and things. What were his stats for this season so far? I know it's not a true, overview because we've not finished the season.
Well, so for this season, he's still our third top player for assists in the league with 7, from what I can tell, which I found quite surprising that he was that high, really. Obviously, he's not got as many goals this season as he's only got 3, which, but that's the same as Rodrigo, and only 1 more than Otamendi and Gundogan. But he's only played 1,300 minutes, I think it is, this season, or 1,200 minutes. So he's not right up there. He's 13th for minutes played this season in the squad. So he's got less minutes than Jesus, who is seen as our backup. So you can see that he's kind of started being zoned out already this season. And I think you've seen a drop off in his performances. So even though he's still been a good player, and especially for his age, he's been very good. But I don't think it would be the right thing to do to keep him for another year. Okay,
it's interesting, Alan. I'm going to come back to you because you had a point there. I mean, one of the things you said there was about freeing up a squad place, which I think is really important, and then maybe that's part of the whole argument. So, what else did you want to add to that?
Well, I just listened to his stats there. The big thing, it just sort of triggered a memory when I was watching the games this year from here, that when he was to play back-to-back games, his second game he would struggle to get through it. He would end up getting some.
That's shown in here.
Yeah, that's right. So, if he was playing the weekend and then on a Wednesday in the Champions League or something like that, the one thing I noticed was the second game he'd always struggle. To me, David Silva can only play 1 game a week, no more, because he has to have that rest time. Because at the end of the day, I've played sport like you have, Andy. Your legs go when you start getting older. Your legs go, and there's nothing you can do about it, unfortunately. Yeah.
Okay, so what I'll do.
You can see that in his stats. He's rarely played a full 90 minutes, multiple games in a row throughout the season. There's only, I think, there's around two occasions this entire season where he's played back-to-back 90 minutes the entire season.
Yeah. Which is natural. It is natural at that stage of his career. Okay, I'm just going to, no explanation. I'm going to go around the room. Where is David Silva? Let's imagine David Silva just stay until the end of the season, and that's it. He's finished at Man City. You can either say retire back to Gran Canaria, back to his little villa and his hotel and everything else on the beachside, or he goes to another club. So either you say retire or name the club. End of. No discussion. Just I'm going to go around the room. So Chris, retire or club?
I think you can move on to a league that's a little bit slower paced. Don't care where, as long as I'm not here.
Go on, name one. Name a club.
Juventus.
Okay. Tom.
That'll hurt.
It would hurt, yeah. Tom?
He'll move on and he'll go for one last year at Valencia.
Okay. Ryan?
Yeah, I think I've said for a while that he's going to go back to Valencia.
Oh, the young guns are all in unison tonight.
Can you actually believe me and Ryan have agreed on two things
I know,
in the past 15 minutes?
It's unbelievable. Alan, retire or which club is he going to?
I think he'll go to Valencia in Spain.
3 going for Valencia. Okay. I'll bring in Martin. Martin, retire or which club is he going to?
4 in a row, Valencia.
Okay.
He just wants to fit in with the young'uns.
Okay, we're going to go.
I'm not that young. Trust me.
Yeah. Cal, retire or which club is he going to?
I'm going a bit different to everyone. Everyone's gone abroad. I'm thinking he's staying in England, but he leaves. Goes to Arsenal.
Not a chance.
What?
Joins Arsenal.
Arsenal?
No.
What?
Way.
I just think he'll join Arsenal.
Arsenal?
I'd commit suicide if he went there.
What?
I think
you mean playing for Arsenal or going as like a coaching assistant to Arteta?
Coaching assistant to Arteta.
So not playing. So you think retiring?
No. Yeah. But I think he'll go to Arsenal. I'm part of this team.
So as a playing thing, he's retiring.
Yeah,
and he
retires at the end of the season.
That's actually, hey, listen, hey, it's not beyond the realms of possibility.
Because
that's,
Valencia have already come out last season. This was last season, and they still haven't improved on it. They've still got money problems from last season. I don't know why they've got money problems, and David Silva's wages are going to be really high, and he won't take a big wage drop just to go to Valencia. I just think he'll retire.
I think he would. I think he'll be similar to Santi Cazorla in the way that he took a giant pay cut from Arsenal to go back to Villarreal. I think he'd be more than happy to.
Yeah, I think he'll take a pay cut 100% to go back to Valencia.
Right, okay. Well, guys, this brings us to the end of part 1 of the Friday Night Social. Friday Night Social. Not Thursday night, Friday Night Social. We've established
or Saturday morning.
Or Saturday, well, it will be Saturday morning by the time people start watching this part 1. But yes, interesting points there on David Silva. I think the majority went that he will leave Man City if he does extend till the season's finished, and then he's going to Valencia. But we have one who thinks, and that's Cal, thinks he might retire and he will go in a coaching role with Mikel Arteta at Arsenal. Very, very interesting. I'm not even going to answer it. I can't even face it yet. I'm sorry. I can't even. I can't.
Tearing up. Tearing up. Get the tissues.
I just can't discuss it at this
moment. Look at the emotion on the man. Look at it.
Maybe in the future.
Andy, I'm with you. Trust me.
Yeah, I can't. I just can't. I can't even think. Even asking this question is just making me upset. So anyway, that's the end of part 1. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget, tune in for part 2, which will come out probably in the next 12 to 24 hours. But this is Andy from Man City Fan TV. Don't forget, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and we'll see you on the other side for part 2 of the Friday Night Social.